Vice President of Competition and Racing Development, Robin Pemberton for NASCAR. Several of you have requested comments from Robin about the pit road open and close flag. Robin, if you'll talk to us a little bit about that and the situation during the race.
Yeah, I guess the question that you will ask is how it works or what takes precedent. And the crew chiefs, spotters, and drivers understand that manual overrules any technology or computer operated light system in case there's a failure. So in this case, you can see on the replays that the open and closed official open pit road as they do when the caution car comes around. Flag went out. Had difficulty with the switch or the location of the switch to turn the light on green. So we heard some of the scanners and the talk from our crew chiefs and spotters to the drivers, and they explained it to most of them understood that the manual part was the part in charge. So take any questions if you have them.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay, we'll take one in the middle from Tom.
Hi, Robin. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. This isn't about the pit road, but about the tires. Were you concerned at all? Is there anything, that you guys feel like you might need to do, like reinstitute camber rules to keep the spate of tire failures?
No. Over the past few years, we've been on a path to add mechanical grip, give more options to the teams. We've opened up camber rules for grip. In both the front and the rear of the car. They have a lot of tools to use if they choose to do so. But the tires weren't wearing. At some parts of the race, the tires were abused a little bit. So I guess that's why the failures.
Just a quick follow-up, though. You don't regard it as a Goodyear problem?
No. I mean, we've talked to Goodyear. We have asked, the competitors have asked to bring more aggressive tires, to bring tires that they need to manage and want them, and how they use them and how they get the most out of them. At this point in time, I think Goodyear is it's the same tire that we've run on in the past. We've just the car's a little bit different, but as always, we'll get back and we'll look at it. But right now, I think Goodyear's done a pretty good job with it.
Robin, Brian Belansky from RPMRadioNet.com. This whole tire thing didn't sneak up on these guys. There were some indications yesterday that if they ran an aggressive tire pressure, that this could happen. Do you think the fact that they continue to try to be aggressive today is kind of born out of the new point system where the win is so much more important and it was worth it to them to try to get that advantage?
I would think that if you're in this garage area, you're paid to be aggressive, and you're paid. You want to take everything to the limit, and and we know that winning is going to trump everything this year, and I think guys are more aggressive. But when you look at it, there's some cars that were pretty good. The 24 was pretty good on long runs today, and that I'm aware of did not have any issues, and some others did, and some others didn't.
Okay, I think we have a question upstairs.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. It sounds like the answer to this is no, but was there any consideration given to giving them an extra set of tires? I know some crew chiefs were on the radio kind of campaigning for that.
Yeah, there was questions for tires, but when we looked at the amount of laps left and the numbers of tires that were on the ground, we felt that it was sufficient. By our count, they should have finished the race with at least one set of stickers.
Okay, one more question from upstairs. Go ahead.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. Robin, a couple things. I know you say you still got to do some discussion, but would part of the discussion be in regards to tires coming back and looking at testing, because this is a different car in one sense, and the tire has remained the same over the last few years? And secondly, can you just go over the process of the light control for the pit entry? That's up in the control tower, is that correct?
The light is triggered to go red from the control tower when the freeze is when the caution comes out. It is manually triggered at the entrance of pit road currently, and the person that's down there also has a green flag to open pit road.
Okay, we'll come back down for questions. We've got one from Kay over here to the left.
Back to the tire question, Robin. A lot of the left rears, is it how the crews set up the caster camber and tow for those, or how is it affecting the tires this much?
All of the above. The last year we opened up the rules on camber and for the rear end. I would say that a year ago at this time, we were early in the process, and teams were probably not as aggressive as they wound up being as the season unfolded, as they got the mechanics better in their cars and the opportunity to be able to make parts and pieces live longer now. I think they're probably a little bit better prepared for that. And so if they had too much camber, they've got a lot of choices. So if they had too much and it abused the tire, that's what happens. The Goodyear cold recommended is 22 pounds, and there were teams running as low as 14 pounds of air.
Okay, I think we have two more questions upstairs. Go ahead.
This is Dustin again. Rob, just getting back to, do you think the question about testing is if that's something that might need to be done here before next year when you come back? And because you mentioned the light switch thing, is that just a case that the person down there just didn't hit it, or it just something didn't work that time?
No, the back to the light, they had trouble getting to the switch, as there's a area there for the official to reach through to display the flag. He actually, according to the official, his uniform got hung in the fence and couldn't move. So, and you had another question? The testing one. As far as Goodyear test goes, they will continue to test and develop tires. Teams could come out here and test if they wanted to because of the open test session or their personal test sessions, and it being that the next race is nearly a year off, I would anticipate with other things that we may have going on at R&D Center and work that we're doing, that the opportunity to come here and test is probably there. So we'll see what comes of it.
Another question for the tire issue, Robin Wolfgang Monser from German Rennsport Press Agency. Personally, did you expect this kind of tire problems before this race? And question number two, do you think that tire problems just particular for this racetrack in Fontana, or maybe can occur also for one of the next speedways?
I don't know if I heard the entire questions, but we don't, and each racetrack is fairly unique, and generally have unique tire setups. Sometimes there's some crossover with a right or left side tire, but they're not. When you have an issue, and I won't call it a tire issue, I will say that there's an issue of abuse of tires as much as there is anything. So you can't put a blanket over any of these things or any racetrack or anything like that. I think the general consensus is this racetrack races fairly well. It's got a great raceable surface. It's wide, a lot of grip. Guys like to move around the racetrack. You see good speeds on you can run on the top up near the safer barrier, and you can run on the apron and anywhere in between and pass cars. And so this is one of our best surfaces that we run on for the year.